Sure. Thanks very much, Steve. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you've all had a good day. As usual, it's the Thursday team session, so the chance for you to work on your team projects. So we'll do the usual structure, or we'll go into breakout rooms now, and then we'll come back at 19:15, I think. Yeah, so a 7:15, and we'll just give a quick update of everybody, of each team, to see how you're getting on. Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Lawrence. And great session yesterday. I know a lot of us enjoyed it, kind of going over the DeFi and the stable coins and what happened with, Terra Luna this past couple weeks. So that was a lot of good insight, and actually trying to pass the video on to my colleagues here if they didn't know much about it. It's a great resource to learn. So if you hadn't, catch that session yesterday, I encourage you to go back and catch it. Very great one. Thanks for that. But I will open up the breakout rooms right now.
Hello, good afternoon. Please, I have some questions about decentralized storage solutions. I don't know if you can hear me. Please help me confirm.
I can hear you.
All right, thanks. Yeah, so I did some research on like decentralized storage and how I can use it in my applications, apart from IPFS, because I know like for IPFS as well as Aweave, I know I can save data, and for each if I need to update the data, it's like I'm going to create another data instance itself. So my question is, do we have, because I believe there's probably going to be some similarities, like some cloud storage, or even maybe a place where I can store and update my data. So it's going to be like a decentralized DB. So my question is, do you know of any decentralized DB that I can implement in my project?
Is this to do with Metaplex, or is this something just specific to your application?
It's specific to my application. I don't want to save, I don't want to save off-chain data outside, like maybe create a database or anything. I want to use a decentralized storage solution, but I've not really seen anything that provides an actual database, let's say something like a database that is decentralized, such that it's mutable.
There's OrbitDB, but Carol knows much more about it. I don't really know much.
Yeah, that's true. That's built on top of IPFS, so that gives you a database-like structure, but you have to set it up on top of IPFS. I think at the moment it's really easiest just to sort of do new data each time, rather than trying to update it. There's not really, in terms of kind of traditional databases, that really hasn't advanced in the decentralized world enough. Though there was something called Big Chain DB, but I'm not sure of the state of that, whether that's still around, or I don't know how you would interact with that. So I think it's probably the case that you would just have to use IPFS or Aweave or something like that, and then accept that the data is going to be, you're just going to keep adding data to it rather than updating something. Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
If I find anything, I'll let you know. But I think at the moment that's really the case. And all of the traditional things you can do with databases, like the sort of the queries and the complex things, that just hasn't been done yet in a decentralized way, I don't think.
I also had one question some times ago, and I'm looking. Okay, I'll just unmute myself when I find where I wrote it down.
So what is the second question?
Okay, so the second question is, I just need to clarify something in my mind. So I wrote down, is it possible to implement, usually when we want to interact with a smart contract or a Solana program, you have to do that from the front end. So I was thinking, is it possible to have maybe it could be, let's say, a server where whenever someone, like a middleware, whenever someone sends a request, instead of the request to be sent, it might not be um, the most efficient way, but I just want to know if that's possible. So instead of my request to the blockchain, the transaction, instead of it being sent from the front end, is it possible for me to have a server that's a middleware? And whenever somebody sends a request from the front end, it gets sent to the middleware, and the middleware sends the request to the blockchain itself.
Yeah. It's definitely possible. It's you just have to make sure that your program logic, or the one you're calling, the server wouldn't be able to do something you wouldn't want it to do. There was something I was thinking of doing in terms of kind of ZK tumblers that are on chain, and basically setting up like a server that would allow anyone to submit a transaction, provided it gets a tiny fee. So you'll be able to check whether by withdrawing money for someone and only being able to send to the address they specify. Because I think right now, if you want to take out money from tumblers, you need to have some money to begin with. So it's kind of chicken and egg problem. So I think it's possible because it's just an RPC code, so you could do it. It's just I don't see many reasons to do it. But yes, certainly, I think so.
Yeah, I think one of the drawbacks then is the question of signing. If you're creating a transaction, then there's the question of how does that get, who is going to be signing that, and that you would have to then store that on the server, which is possible, but then there's security problems perhaps. But yeah, that's the only other thing, I suppose.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Steve. Okay. Yeah, I hope that was a good session for you all. Just to remind you that next week we'll have the team day on the Wednesday because the Thursday is a holiday. So there's one full session for that, and then the following week on the Tuesday we'll have the presentations. There may be chance on the Monday, the day before the presentations, also to have some time for working on your projects as well. But there's definitely going to be one more full session for the team projects before we do the presentations. Okay, so in light of that, I'll just go through the different teams then, see how you've all got on. So we'll start with team 2. I think we should have someone from team 2.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
We worked on the voting contract, and we were just looking at an example how to connect the front end. And we were doing some testing for the voting contract as well. So that's where we are. We're basically just 2 people in the group right now because I don't know what the other people are.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Well, we'll see how you get on. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go to team 3 then.
Yes, we were reviewing our on-chain code that we have so far, fixing some issues. Also, Carol helped us to clarify some doubts that we had related to PDAs on how we are going to handle them in our on-chain code. And yeah, we made some progress.
Good news. Okay, thank you, team 3. And team 4, how are you getting on? I think you have a DAO and voting.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah.
So we are working on the lottery and we changed our course because before we talked about this voting program, but we switched to the lottery. And yeah, so we creating program that you can like put your NFT to the lottery, and other people can come and stake for it some money and flip the coin to win or lose.
Okay.
And yeah, so we just we started. We separate our job to two because we are only two in our team, and we started coding. So yeah, we are good.
Okay, sounds interesting. Okay, thank you, Team 4. And Team 5, I believe you're also working on the lottery.
Yeah, we are also working on the lottery. We're planning to build it using Anchor and React. And so far this week, we've been working on the front end side, and we managed to make a Phantom wallet integration. And we deployed a test program from Anchor to the DevNet and connected the front end to the Anchor program just for testing purposes. And now our next steps is to take the lottery example and look at this and adjust some parts from this to our specific needs. And then also we plan to use Chainlink Oracle to manage random numbers.
Okay.
So that's our plan for this week.
Right. Okay. Good luck. Yeah, interesting to see that. Okay. Thank you.
Just a quick note here. I don't think Chainlink yet supports Solana. So I think you'll have to, you'll have to kind of stick with some pseudo-randomness, just for the perspective of project. But yeah, if you kind of can plan to integrate Chainlink when they are supporting Solana, that would be great.
Okay.
I think they do price feeds, so you can get like Bitcoin to dollar and use that as your another pseudo-randomness that's slightly more random. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Team 5. And Team 6. I think you're doing the voting app.
Yeah, we have remaining to connect the front end with the back end in our part, and also to create a function to check if a specific address has to request the vote or not, just to avoid if a specific address is requesting a lot of votes in order to manipulate the voting system. And yeah, mainly we have to connect the front end with the back end right now.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Thank you. And so I'll move to Team 8.
Yeah, we are working on the back and front end together. We have somehow separate those sections into individuals. We're having planned to meet on the weekend in order to catch up and let others know what we have implemented, so we can be on the same page together. And yeah, by the next week we are going to complete the program and our anchor, and yeah, this is it.
Great. Okay. Sounds like you're on top of things there. Good. Thank you, Team 8. Team 9, was there someone in Team 9?
Yes. So we're splitting tasks. I'm doing the logic with Rust. Pablo, Kevin and Pablo, I think, are doing the front end, and Pablo is helping me with Rust. He has more experience. And we're doing the bullet proof, so the Russian roulette game with rewards.
Yeah.
And
Great.
yeah, and I met with Anthony in Miami for the hackathon. So hey,
right.
yeah,
nice.
And with some Solana team, like.
Yeah, excellent. All right, thank you. And Team 10, you're.
Yeah, we're working on a lottery. We research Metaplex NFT standard, and we want to use NFTs as tickets for the lottery. And basically, the lottery is done. We just need to comb the code a little and make frontend and connect the pieces together. That's it.
Right. Okay. That sounds good. Sounds like you're making good progress there. Excellent. Thank you, Team 10 and Team 11. I think you're on a voting app.
Yeah, we're running a little bit behind, but our team members are catching up on homeworks, and we have our repo set up, so it shouldn't be too long to get the app running once we've kind of caught up.
Okay, great. Sounds good. I'm sure you'll get there. Thank you, Team 11 and Team 12. How are things with you? No. Okay. And Team 13, is there someone in from Team 13?
Oh, yes. I'm from Team 13. So for our team, we face some issue because there wasn't a lot of communication within our group, but I may proceed, but by my own for now, and I hope to have a minimum voting depth by early next week with a very basic functionality, just connect to Phantom wallet and able to vote and display result. That's it for my group. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Team 13. Looks like, yeah, Team 12 got problems with their audio, but their UI part is remaining for the voting app. So looks like they're making progress. That's good. Thanks, Abhishek. All right, so that's everyone. Yeah, we're just about at time. So thank you, everyone, for joining today. I hope you found that useful. Yeah, please do carry on with those, and arranging times to meet up. It's really good. It's really useful practice, I think, to work on this. So it's really it's time well spent, and it'll pay you dividends, I think, the time you spend on it. So that's the end of the sessions for this week. Just to remind you again, next week we just have the 3 days. So 2 days of the sort of normal lessons, and then the Wednesday is going to be the team day. So yeah, thank you to Carol and Vincent for the support today, and thanks, Steve, and over to you.
Great. Thanks, Lawrence. Appreciate all the help from the XP team and getting all the projects up to speed. Super excited to see all the projects coming in the next, week and a half. Keep building, and, I think we'll have a great day on, June 7th when everybody presents, and you'll have some awesome to put on your CV or resume. So keep up the hard work. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Lawrence.